Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. This is episode 7 of our playthrough. Last time we went into the bookshop to find a fridge for the body, and we found a bullet. A bullet in the brain of the hanged man. And we now believe that that bullet is the cause of death, not the hanging. As you can see... Sorry, another one. As you can see, we have a lot of things we need to do. However, I think the first thing we're going to do is head back to the bookshop, just to do a little bit more exploring, because we didn't do a lot of exploring. Oh, there's a girl. In the actual bookshop, we found the fridge quite quickly. And yeah, I thought we'd just finish off looking in there and then go from there. We also have until about 10 o'clock tonight when we have a debrief, or 2200 when we have a debrief with Kim. So we'll just keep an eye on the time, because we don't want to miss that. The book is titled Man. Okay, so this is outside the bookstore. I'll just click on all these books. I think there's going to be titles. Book about future, the government reads your mind using radio technology. You memorize the title Lose 87 Radio City. Seems important. Should we ever talk to Net again?
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet?
Yeah, it's going fine. It's very good to hear. She flicks you a thumbs up. You'll get to the bottom of this in no time, just like detectives in the stories. Okay. Thank you, Annette. So if you remember, the owner, that Kuna refers to her as the book bitch, her, Pat Palisant, I think her name is. She believes that there's a curse in the building. We found a chimney of a furnace, and we could hear voices upstairs. And there was the option to call out. Oh, hang on. There was an option to call out. However, decided not to do it because we'll do a little bit more investigating. Because if there are people up there and they hear someone yelling, they might run away. We want to find out what's going on. There was also the RPG, like the role-playing game, set up here, and some sort of radio way of playing. From my understanding, is that rather than like having a board and a dungeon master, it's all done through radio frequencies, so you can play wherever you want. And we found a filament memory. I'm assuming it's like a disc or a CD or something. But we didn't know the password when we spoke to the person after putting it in the machine. So that's where we're at with that. So let's head up a bit more. Safety curtains. An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into the colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives. Logic. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here. Let's leave it for the moment. Let's just have a quick look. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. The floorboard creak. Does someone live here? Postcard. I will take the postcard. The sunlight has made the postcard almost completely sepia toned. Midtown traffic passes. Overhead, the ghosts of skyscrapers disappearing into a beige midday mist. Vapor rising from the delta on which districts was built. The postcard is prepaid. Lovely. Alright, let's have a bit of a knock then. What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens. Knock harder. Still nothing. No one's home. Knock even harder. Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist now hurts. There must be another way to wake up whoever's in there. Maybe we can try yelling into the furnace downstairs. Well, thanks, Kim. To go all the way downstairs now. Which was over here. Oh, I missed what they said. Oh, there's more stuff down here. Let's have a look. An ice cream maker defrosted and unplugged. Now, there was something about an ice cream maker and a code. There was something to do with an ice cream maker. Flashlight casts strange shadows. There's a hidden doorway here. Alright, we'll come back to that. Let's have a look. A frozen ice cream maker that's still running. This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand crank ice cream churner on the top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut. Try to crack open the lid. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. No, this is going to need something else, some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with the regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time. Alright, well that's good to know. If you want to try again, then you need to have a pry bar in your hand, detective. Well, we're not going to because it just said not to. I'm not going to turn it because I don't know if there's something inside and we turn it. I imagine that it might break it. Breaker box. The two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear, the fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker. We'll just leave them for now. We don't have enough information. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. Alright, that goes somewhere. More money. We're rich. Thank you. I'll take that. 727 real. A cellar window. People feet shuffling on the street. Okay. Let's have a look at this secret door. Here. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. That's fine. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. Okay. A hole in the wall. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in. Where are we? Look around the secret room. Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at those rifles. He points up at the rifles. Must be an old weapon cache. Look, there's a hole in the wall. Shine a light in there. There is, yes. And there's also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look? Of course I do. But not be spiders. Your hand reaches deep into the darkness and spider webs rummaging around. You find rusty rifles hidden away. Rifles, Kim. Lieutenant steps closer. Are these any good? Inspect them. Most of them are rusty and inoperable like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock. It's in better cosmetic order than the others. This one looks nice. An old bell margay from the Revolution, Lieutenant notes with approval. His eyes gleaming. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. Could the murder weapon we be looking for be similar? It's the same type of weapon, yes. A breech loader. An interesting coincidence that we should find it. What does this mean, a rifle here? It means they are a firearm, albeit inoperable, still lying around Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future. He likes this find. Alright, cool. So we found a gun. It's a 4-shot bolt action military rifle with a wooden frame. Can we... No, we can't. Oh no, where did the gun go? Oh, there, item. Okay, so it's not something that you can equip yet. I'm not going to worry about the ice cream thing just yet. But we can have a look at this chimney and yell into it, as Kim suggested. 58. How hard is it to yell? Wow. Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then... Hello. Hello, are you there? Speak to me.
Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There is a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
Perception. You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside. Cool. Alright. I'm not sure what to do with this ice cream thing. I think we'll just leave it for the moment. Maybe we can find something to pry it open. I imagine turning it off would allow the ice to melt. Maybe I should do that. Maybe we should do that. We'll turn it off, and then the ice will melt. It just, if there's paper or something inside, but would you store paper in an ice cream machine? Maybe. Would you store a fridge in a polar bear? Yeah, maybe. Alright. The red one leads to the ice bear, the black one, unplug the black cable. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr. Why did you do that? Because it's black, the color of Major Cosmos. I guess. The lieutenant raises his brows but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing. Plug it back in. Alright, well... yeah, let's leave it for the moment. I don't know... let's turn the crank. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance you hear water dripping. Alright, well that was weird. Alright, we'll head back upstairs, go to talk to the man behind the curtain. I think it was a lady. The lady behind the curtain. Alright, let's go. Yeah. We'll have a quick look. The tray is full of dice, colourful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice.
Hello, I'm Nia.
Hello, Nia. A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through her
Did you
hair.
try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps her
So what
headphones.
kind of die are you looking for?
She's got a direct view of the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Yes, Amelia is like a calling station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats her headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
Well, we don't want to lie to it. Why have you asked me about
I'm a
dice?
novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Role-playing games. You know the one made by Fortress Accent. Does that count? I'm sure I like role-playing and I need some dice. Maybe I'm not really sure why I'm here. No, I was looking for something else. Squint your eyes mysteriously. Answers. I'm a police officer. I need to ask you some questions.
How else can I help you then?
Of course, I can see that. I just thought you were a police officer looking for dice. How else can I help you? No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need. How did you become a dice maker? Oh, we're done with our thing. How did I become one? It's a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. It grew from there. Do you like games yourself? Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players are customers. They're nice people. Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. Okay, I'd like to order a die from you. Of course. Tell me what you have in mind. We'll ask her about this Wirral unearthed. Yes, Fortress accident. She takes it head lightly. It's too bad they never finished their game. The Wirral unearthed die is a variation of standard role-playing die, only instead of plants it uses motifs on the ice and death, and loss of course. Ice, death, loss sounds just like you. I'm thinking something made from alligator jawbone cast in black resin. The reptile bone is white and ice, dead ice. She smiles. For 7 real I could have it ready in 8 hours. Look at that. Why do you need cast in resin? Untreated bone is porous and prone to chipping. Cast in something hard like resin tough. Voila, it's perfect. Alright, great. See you in 8 hours then. She takes a small notebook. Was there anything else? There you go. What do you know about the man who's lynched behind the whirling ring? No, nothing really. I didn't know him. The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under a large window. Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening? I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. What do you mean by daily ruckus? Well, there's always something going on in the whirling backyard. She stops and tries to come up with an example. During daytime, there's usually those kids, and lately I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. She's heard of the murder, but did not see it. Sire. Drama. She looks up at the window. Pale light comes in, but I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid. And you never took your eyes off the work to look out the window? I might have, but in this case all I could have seen would have been my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's light here, but dark in the yard at night. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I am in the zone. Do you often work Sunday nights? It's an odd profession making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing it to sitting at home. I see, thank you for your answers. Where are we anyway? What is this place? We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. She looks up at the ruddy bricks that makes up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there's still sign of coal black soot here. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus. Creative. The lieutenant looks around the spacious room, its ceiling fading into the shadows. When she arrived here, there was no room anywhere else. She must have known other businesses. I heard this place is cursed. Did you know why the people call it the Doom Commercial area? I've heard the story, she nods, and the wind howls from the furnace shaft above, but I don't think those stories are true. Placent? That's the booklet lady, is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies. The bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow? Actually, it isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers. She has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going. Coast is just biding its time. I don't know why the bookstore hasn't gone bankrupt yet. That's why I'm here to investigate. Alright, but it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the Whirling and Rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex. Whirling Battle of the Doom. You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under East Delta Commerce Center project. It doesn't. That's us. Waitress took off and customers have trouble paying their bills. Yeah, we scared her off and we also didn't pay our bills. It doesn't look like it's cursed. And then there's me, looking at her messy work table. All kind of tools lie scattered, from knives to carving files, wire cutters. I've been here for 14 years selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. She doesn't pay any rent. Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to word the curse. Yeah, she thinks she's the source of it. Malignant entity, what does that even mean? That some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? Do you think I'm the malignant entity? Yeah, I'm starting to see there's no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations. Exactly. She pinches the root of her nose. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can do to help you today? That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful as far as we can see. Why hasn't her business failed? 3%. You feel nothing, if anything, uncomfortably warm in here. Start taking your clothes off. You need to connect. No, thank you. Do you know what happened to other tenants? Everyone else is gone. More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific? Oh my god. Alright, let's just... Used to be a hair salon. Yes, I think it's called the Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't that big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word. A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad. Composure. It's not about the haircut, it's about the confidence. I guess I'm assuming I don't really have many pins on hairstyles. That's me. Me neither. I just want it off my face. What happened to the gym? It wasn't merely a gym, it was a Timatip boxing club, a community project created to steer at-risk users away from drugs and crime. And who was Timatip? A kind man from Zmik. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, a way of giving back. Maybe that's what Kuno needs. Kuno. Who's Kuno? Little ginger kid. Likes to defile dead bodies. Oh, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes. I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. She looks out the window, her face reflecting back at the dark. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid. How did the community project work out? It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines. It's not really full of that. No one would store drugs like that. Thank you, Logic. Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It got much more peaceful around the plaza ever since. What's up with the broken windows? Oh, that's one of a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milius. Who would have guessed? What's a snuff milieu? And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it. Not even going to ask. Yeah, don't. Oh. Did someone make stuffed animals? I saw Mount flying around. You mean Mr. Fabron taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs. Creepy mannequins. There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I've forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years until the insect rights activists came in. Insect right? What in the name of... The atelier produced a certain collection of used chitin among the material. Apparently chitin's made from the ocidum, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how kind of political movements are big on the ocidum. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And naturally, all of the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection. I'm glad someone took care of look like the insects. Really? She looks at the windowsill where dead fly was lying on the back legs cut up. Anyway, the rotorblade skis, they were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotorblades to skis, their chief executive took off on vacation with all their money. She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tallulah or Tamatara or Kashakor or wherever he is. What do these transmissions say? The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns. Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant's face behind you. Men like that are a curse. Sure, but Slipstream is history now, and their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess. They were just props. Why return them? Interfacing. Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait. Forget it. It would take too long. I found with a strange machine. Fortress Accident, the radio game studio. She closed her eyes and some remnant of a memory light up in her face. They're an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing system every now and then. Once I even saw two of them get into a fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules. What do you mean liberal? What happened? The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done in time. What went wrong? Well, I did hear them talking at times. She looks at the hallway as if she can hear them. Chit-chat behind her, curtains on a cigarette break. They seem to believe that they were historically individuals on some grand quests. She sounds almost mocking. From what I've seen, the project did look quite impressive. Yes, but when money started to run out, they began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know how when markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time. I would have supported. Looked great. Not the wise decision. You would have lost all your savings. You toss a pair of dice on the table. One of them stops near the edge of the metallic desk. The result is 1 on a 20-sided die. There was a terrifying taxidermy bear in the cellar. Oh boy, the fabled Revolci Ice City. You're in for a real treat here. She smiles, leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story. The place was owned by 2 guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas. Alright, what about their other ideas? There was really just one, and involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighbourhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared disturb their bored magazine browsing. What did they expect for 20 cents per hour as dogs pay? I'm surprised they showed up to work at all. Oh, but they did. They did show up, and not alone. There were also acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream stand. And they already had the bear. She closed her eyes, remembering something painful. What about the bear? The bear, she repeats, pressing the thumbs in her temples. It didn't work out? Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Revolci Ice City lost a price war to its rival Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece out of regular fridges. I'm sure the bear was doing his best. Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't doing his best, I mean. How come? He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on the Dissigant. He called it Megatherian. Sounds cool. Megatherian. Yep, a mega wild beast. What's a mega wild beast? It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly. I don't do drugs. Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now that the story has fallen to Ice Cream Empire, she almost seems sad about finishing this story. I found the building icon, but it's not working. Alright. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion. So you're telling me that you have a doorbell there? Which one? The one that with an empty name card. It's last one on the list. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work. I think that is everything. Whoa. Rhetoric. Who, me? Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. How come there's word on the street? You keep saying things like down with burglaries, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 rand in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs, that kind of stuff. I haven't said anything like that. Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that, so tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up big communism builder, or do we get right down to it? It's too tiring. I don't have it in me. I'm beat. Very well, I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over unless anyone has objections. Logic. No objections. It's mathematically impossible to achieve classless society. Everyone knows this. Anyone else? There's no one? There's no one. Okay then. Lie down and let Watery carry you downstream. God, I thought I was going to die again. Or quit. Alright, Aces High. This is the one that we did after Kim missed a shot and we did the high five with Kim. For the rest of the world, the Aces High is just a cool Revolche thing, politically neutral. In Revolche, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, you have to look at Lieutenant Kustriagi's clothes. He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades. And those cargo pants could store tools for hotfixing your aerostatic. Maybe you should ask him about this. +1 empathy towards Kim, +1 Esther de Corps, the roots of the RCM. Cool, so does that mean Esther de Corps? So is that 4? Oh, I see. Psyche base, bonus from items, bonus from thoughts. Okay. So we should probably do a new thought then. -1 to shivers, no shakes. What is shivers? Shivers comes when your temperature drops and you become more keenly aware of your surroundings. It enables you to hear the city itself. Well, we don't want to lose anything. Mining on logic. No, all of these are losing things. I think we'll just leave it for the moment. And we got to level up, didn't we? Did we? No. Alright. We'll go report back to her and we'll pick up our dice a bit later. Alright. Can we talk to Kim about his thing? I want to talk about you. Kim, you're wearing a Revolutionary Air Brigade jacket, aren't you? What's this? He zips up the large collar. It's just seasonal clothing. And then look at those airman pants. Good for storing tools in. He looks at his pants. Where's this going? You see, Kim, I have this place in my head where I develop new ideas and connections. Interesting. I think it's called a brain. It's no mere brain. It's like a mind laboratory, spiritual R&D division, no palette, no better yet, a painter's of concept. Okay, art cop. Okay, I have realized that you harbor some kind of sentiment towards the Revolutionary Air Brigades. I do not harbor a sentiment for Revolutionary Air Brigades in particular. Just air brigades then? Okay, I wanted to become an aerostatic pilot. Then I turned 10 and realized we no longer have an air force. Are you sure the Revolutionary has nothing to do with it? Absolutely nothing. The Revolutionary must have added a little luster to it for 10-year-old Kistaragi, who would never admit it though. Thank you. My mind is satisfied. Alright. Cool. Getting to know Kim. I like Kim. I think he's incredibly patient with us. Let's go and talk to Palisance about she's rubbish at business and that's why her business is failing. The gym. Map having a journal. It's all the white checks you can reattempt. Okay. Let's put the flashlight away.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus. Yes, how was it? Tell her ghastly it was. You know that's what she wants to hear. It is a China house of failed business at leeching life and energy from this bookstore. No, I don't like her. Honestly, a dump. Nothing to see there. Someone should let the sun shine in. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity? I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Nia, and she's a novelty dice maker. A novelty dice maker? Alright. Well, spit it out. Why does she need dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use ankle bones of sheep. She's a businesswoman. She's not the one to blame. She's a businesswoman like you. I don't understand. If it's not her there, when is the source of this doom? How did she explain the curse? The narrative she's built herself. It does not need tearing down. Composure. She's squeezing onto the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm. To hell with it. Perhaps you ought to just lie, sire. Honestly, I don't have any answers yet. There's another entity more malignant pulling perhaps in my travels will cross path there. Yeah, there's another entity more malignant pulling the strings in Martinez. Perhaps my travels. A third order presence? Yes, she lets go of the pendant. I heard of these triactors. Inserted in occult literature. It's too dark to dwell on for too long. And definitely not in public. Suggests for you to be silent. I understand everything, sir. Thank you for your descending into the maelstrom. I will keep up fort here. Strengthen the wards, do my best. And if you happened upon the third entity in your travels, she will form an X-shaped cross on her chest. May the Lords be with you. Well, this has been absolutely educational. If we happen on the third presence in our travels, we'll certainly come back to tell you. He turns. Should we get out of here before the vortex collapses? See? I like him. Alright, we went up a level. Maybe we should start putting some things into these other ones, or should we like level up? I reckon hand-eye coordination maybe. Slip by others, enables you to move silently. Also makes you a cooler cop whose athletic flavor will impress citizens. Composure, keeps your emotions hidden. Let's try composure. I feel like we will be spreading out our things a little bit more into those ones that we're not as strong with. But for now, all right, Annette. Anything?
The lights are so pretty when it gets...
No, thank you. Alright, it's 2013. It's 8:13. Let's have a look at our to-do list. We don't have a map, so that's fine. These are the ones that we can interact with again. Damaged ledger. That's our ledger. We can... items, ledger... Oop. Open the hidden compartment. 83. Let's do this. Just relax. The two slides of the board are slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knees slowly. As slide snaps back into place, you should be possible, just so you know. Slide it open. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move apart from each other. The compartment is now open. What's now? 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. Fucking kill yourself, you asshole. Jeez. Pick up the ticket stubs. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles towards each other in the coloured pencil drawings. The ticket permits access to Sue and Revolture East. The aquarium costs extra, but these let you go there too. Pick up the card. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. Smell it first. Smells of chewing gum, apricot flavoured. A touch of cinnamon at the end of summer. You think it label says Tutti Frutti. Familiar handwriting lines inside, looped round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort and smile, you think, although it's not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry. He is a Harry. It begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please. Keep reading. Your hands shake. Did it just get dark? Every morning when I step out, you're asleep behind me. I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon when I get off the 49 and walk back to you. You, You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you goes dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hands. Endurance. Hold on. To what? There's nothing. Detective, if everything alright, fall sideways. Don't tell me we had a heart attack again. I don't know what's going on.
Nothing.
No.
Again.
Nothing?
Nothing, sad brother. No treachery, just blackout.
Just lie there
Well,
passed out.
Almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes. That's me.
Nice and quiet.
Is it? The world is gone. You're no longer reacting to outward stimuli. Yet still.
A bitter, caustic sense of loss remains. Even in the darkness, great sorrows slip in the water. Slimy.
No, I was cool. I'm
The
cool.
cool when you're dead, brother.
Here in the paleomammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Tell him. Tell him.
Ah, yes, and in the olfactory system they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so, but as they say, what do you do?
Smelled so nice.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Was that the X something?
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
Yes, that.
Don't prod at it. It will start moving again.
Where's Voyager
There is
Road?
no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Enough. Just lie there,
You
motionless.
think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
What is that? It's
Yes, they're pouring something on you, something in you, and it's...
cold. Delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. Where am I? In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's back seat with air thick on the leatherworks, heavy fuel, cold water runs down your chin. Drink water. The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Drink. The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself. As it pours down your parched throat, the pounding in your head recedes, the darkness parts. Drink. He tilts the canister. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know that human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration. With greedy gulps, you down half a litre of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it. What happened? I should ask you the same. You were reading your paperwork, then you passed out. I carried you to my Kanema to take you to hospital, then you came to. How long was I out? 10 minutes maybe? I came into contact with the burnt out ruins of the past, Lieutenant. ledger of failure and hatred. That does sometimes happen. He hands what remains of your ledger. Rhetoric. He replies with such understanding as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete foot for cops. You drop this. You're okay to proceed? Let's solve this case. Good. Oh, tutorial. The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your hands for skill bonuses. Find it under the tool section in your inventory. This is the same ledger that you found in the trash, only worse somehow. It makes you think about the letter, about the woman's handwriting, about not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. Note, mouse over item to see effect. 1 to Inland Empire, 1 to Empathy, minus 2 to Authority. What's my authority at the moment? God, they're all pretty bad. Empathy, Inland. See, I've got nothing in here. I might need to put something in one of these just to counteract. White Morning, minus 1 to Authority. No, we don't want to do the minuses, I don't think. Alright. We might wrap that one up there, I think. I was very, very worried that that was the end of it. That reading that letter. I'm assuming it's some sort of ex-wife or girlfriend or something like that. Does that mean our name's Harry now? Do we know our name? There's somewhere where we can see our name. Interact. No, we don't want to read that again. We could read a case file. No. Let's... I thought there was somewhere where it said your name. I remember... because it had unknown. Tasks. Oh, here we go. RCM Office Pro. Name unknown. Okay. Sorry. I got distracted. Let's leave that one there. I'm really loving this game. It has so much depth to it. I hope you're enjoying it too. There's a lot of reading and a lot of story and a lot of depth to it. I'm sorry if you're getting sick of my voice, but I find it's probably the easiest way for everyone to be on the same page if I read it out. Yeah, we'll continue this next time. Any advice for the series for where I should be investing my level up points would be great. Or any advice for the channel in general would be much appreciated. Just leave it in the comments. As for now, thanks for watching and I will catch you next time.